It's Luke and Naomi.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I decided to go in chronological order there.
Makes sense.
Woke up this morning and said, I'm going to do that in chronological order today.
You did?
I literally did.
Huh.
That's
The things you think about.
I think about this podcast a lot. I love it.
Well, that's good.
I really
Yeah.
do. Welcome into episode 31.
Already?
Already.
Crazy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Second week of January and all that.
Yeah.
Very-
Hit the ground running today. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
I like having that
First
energy.
Monday. Second Monday for you.
Second Monday, yeah. I did work last Monday.
First Monday for me.
Yeah. But I did hit the ground running, and I love that January energy, where it's just like, yeah, new year, new stuff to get done, new year, new me, all that kind of crap.
You do like that.
I am so on board with that stuff.
And I'm not, I shouldn't be surprised. I'm a little, but it's just because, well, I don't pay enough attention, I suppose. But, it is your favorite holiday. Why wouldn't you love all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I usually start losing steam about halfway into February. And I start going, oh, man, this is a whole new year.
Well, it's not new anymore when we
Yeah.
get to halfway through February.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it's not new next week.
That is true.
Pretty
but
much.
I try to keep that new feeling going as long as I can. But it does run out
Well,
eventually.
that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, you try to have a whole month for your birthday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, well, there's that.
Trying to stretch everything out, Let's celebrate every day. Yes.
Not a ton going on for us this week. We put up the video of the plunge.
That's right. Our polar plunge.
Nope, not polar plunge. Remember, I said I shouldn't be calling it polar plunge.
That's right. And my dad said the same thing when I talked to him yesterday
Good.
on the phone. He's like, it's not a polar plunge.
I felt bad. I know there is people everywhere that's not Wilmington going, polar plunge my ass.
Listen, the water was still cold. It was instantly numbing. It's a polar plunge.
It was. I think I mentioned it last episode or something. I said, if you pay attention, you can see how damn cold we are. I mean, yeah there was some shock there.
There
I believe.
was, yes. We did go into shock.
When I'm trying to, and go back, I want the views. Go back and watch the video. It's on TikTok or on Facebook Reels. But when I'm trying to hold the camera, I can't think of. You can tell I have no idea what to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like I'm frozen and so is my brain. Although, like you said, it is not a polar plunge, even though the water was that cold. I saw videos of some friends who did that in Michigan.
Yeah.
And their skin was red when they got out of the water. Like, red.
No.
And they just jumped in and came back out.
I mean, we did.
Red.
Same deal, right? So
I know, but
I was
we
a little
weren't-
red, but that was sun
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Wilmington.
No, that was, I saw that and kind of felt bad.
Yeah. Shouldn't be calling
But
it
it
a
was
polar
still
plunge. I
cold.
can't, that's why I can't call it a polar plunge. It's a plunge,
We took the
It certainly is.
plunge. Yeah.
That's why I like dip and dash.
I do too. Dip and dash is definitely good.
I think that might be, if we do a thing next year, I think we might
If?
go. I can't say, well, what I mean, like a thing with a whole bunch of people, maybe
Yeah,
get a
I
fundraiser
think we
going or
do.
something.
Yeah.
I want to, but I don't want to jinx it by saying we're gonna and then get to the end of the year and then
Yeah.
So
But if we
dip
say
and dash
it
is where I'm
now-
going anyway.
Yeah.
Is what we're calling it. Unless somebody's got a better idea, but I like
No,
dip and dash.
Dip and dash. Because it doesn't matter where you are. That water is cold. You're just going to dip in and dash.
Yeah, you're not floating around and swimming with floaties on or nothing like that. It's just not
Right.
happening.
No.
Just not happening. So yeah, the reel is up there. And it's on TikTok too, if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
That's right.
It's I mean, ugh.
I know. I'm cold thinking
And
about
what's
it.
funny is by the time that I flipped the phone around and we're talking in the video, we were warming up. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
we were totally fine. It was just there's some shock there. If you haven't seen it, you got to check that out. Not much else going on. We had a nice mellow weekend where I know our longtime followers will probably be surprised, but we're doing a little bit of a dry January.
That's right.
Semi-dry January for all you wine lovers.
Surprise.
That's a semi-dry January, or as one of my coworkers put it, damp
Yeah.
January.
We're doing a damp January.
Of course, we have our beer club that we attend once a month. So,
We're going to do that.
You
We're
have
not
to-
going to miss out on hanging out with those friends and all that. We're going to have beers and partake and all that.
yeah, and, God forbid we just go and hang out and not partake. It's a beer club for crying out loud. Why
That's
wouldn't we?
right.
Why wouldn't we? So anyway, we're pausing next Friday, but otherwise, that's going on.
Yeah.
Just wanted to put that out there, keep us accountable.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a different kind of weekend, and it wasn't that different.
It was awesome.
It was just slightly different because most of the time, if we're not doing anything, if we don't have plans, we'll probably have a beer or two and sit around the house and talk.
Yeah.
So we just sat around the house and talked without the beer.
Right.
Like, there was a little bit of a difference there, but not really. It is kind of interesting.
More of a coherent difference.
Yeah, we remembered what we talked about the next morning.
Wander off into crazy realms of and have no idea what we're talking about.
And then wake up the next morning feeling a little groggy and rough. So that was probably the best part of it, is waking up Sunday going, hey, this is all right,
Wasn't bad. And,
yeah.
And we did watch a different movie. We're going to review Gremlins later on in the episode.
That's right. That's
the movie.
coming
up. I am really, by the way, excited to get to the review of Gremlins because I haven't talked to Naomi about this on purpose.
Yeah, he wouldn't even let me say anything.
No. She started telling a story about telling somebody about it today.
And he's
like, no.
Don't say anything.
We have to wait. And same thing at work, I was talking about it, and I'm like, I'm so excited to record. I haven't been this excited. I mean, I'm excited every week, but not like, I'm amped. I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on Gremlins coming up later on. But we also watched a movie over the weekend. This is the most recent movie we watched in a very long time.
Yeah.
Because we just like to put on The Office or Bob's Burgers or something like that.
Yeah.
But we watched Old.
That was interesting.
From M. Night Shyamalan.
That guy, yeah.
This, I do not like M. Night Shyamalan movies. It's Shyamalan. I just like saying it different for fun.
Yeah, like whatever you used to call Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just for fun. Just so everybody knows I know how to say his name. It's Shyamalan. But it's just, his movies, warrant me calling him Shyamalan.
Why?
Signs was okay. Didn't see Lady in the Water. The Village was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. What was the worst movie I've ever seen is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Which was?
The Happening.
Okay.
And I believe it's on Hulu right now if anybody wants to test the theory. I'm telling you, go watch The Happening and then send me a message cussing me out for wasting 2 hours of your life.
It's that bad?
I have never watched a movie where afterwards was just furious that I wasted I've never.
That makes me want to watch it and waste those 2 hours.
You are more than welcome to. You got tomorrow off. I got to work. Watch it tomorrow. Waste your damn time tomorrow. I'm telling you, worthless. And I don't know if he was going for being worthless, and it's just stupid. Wow.
The thing about his movies are one and done. You watch it once, you know what the twist is. You're never going to watch his movie again because it's not in, how it ends. It's a movie with such a twist that you can't enjoy the rest of the movie anymore.
He's become, you're watching his movies for the twist, and there's barely any substance, which totally lends to what you're saying about,
one and done.
One and done.
Yeah.
So The Happening, worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just a total worst. So when we saw the trailer for Old in the theaters, I was like, oh man, that looks kind of neat. If you don't know the movie, it's I guess trailer version. People go to this beach and all of a sudden are aging rapidly.
Yeah. That's basically the story.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. This beach makes people get old fast.
Yeah. And so, it's how do we deal with this and all, it's kind of like a Saw situation, not gory or anything like that. But basically,
not gory, but there's
some
people
violence.
People die and it's a little ugh, come on.
There's some violence. But so I know what part you're
Yes.
So but it's not all throughout and all that stuff. But it's basically like, with Saw is like, how do we get out of this situation? And it ain't going to be good.
You're right.
So it's kind of like that. The end, very, I don't know about pleasing, but it was a good twist. Didn't see it coming.
It was an unbelievable twist to the point where it was like, okay, I guess you can get away with that. Because a lot of times when you make a twist so out there, it's like, come on, that's ridiculous.
And go watch The Happening.
So this one has some ridiculous twist. Obviously, we're not going to give it away, but it was just plausible. Plausible. Okay, that wraps
you
up
know
the
what?
story. Okay, I'm cool with how this ended.
Plausible isn't bad too. What a good tease. We're just, there you go, Shmamalan. That's what you get from me for saying your name wrong. I'll give you a little plug for your movie.
I mean, I enjoyed the movie. It entertained me throughout
wasn't
the
bad.
whole movie.
I was wondering what's coming next, and waiting, and it had me, and it wasn't too, I don't know, absurd where it's like edge of your seat. It was a good.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good.
It was a good watch.
I was engaged. Yeah, good
Yeah.
watch. I was definitely engaged. It was cool.
But also one of those movies where you know the twist, so you're never gonna watch it again.
Pretty
because
much.
now if I watch it, I'm like, this is pointless.
But lending to the questions we ask at the end of our Under a Rock reviews, would I stop and watch if it's on TV? I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I think one and done. I'm done with that movie.
I
I would tell other people to watch it.
Yeah, definitely for that. Absolutely. So yeah, surprised that the twist was, in my opinion, neat, cool,
Yeah,
good,
interesting.
I guess. I don't know how to
Believable.
categorize it. But
I don't know.
believable is creepy. Like
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it was believable.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You
a
have
good
to
one.
watch it to understand more.
That's
I
why
apologize.
the way believable and stuff. That's a really good tease for it because check it out. Old. It's on HBO Max.
I just can't believe we watched 2 movies in one weekend.
Yeah, I know. And see, no.
And it
boobs.
wasn't even a 3-day weekend or anything like that. We
Right.
watched 2 movies.
Stay tuned for what the rest of January brings.
Oh my gosh.
Be putting up posts on the Facebook in time and everything.
That's right.
In a
And I'll
timely
be
fashion.
like knowing actual actors and actresses' names instead of saying the main character did this.
The John guy.
Yeah. The one guy, the pitcher, him. Yeah. And then the catcher, whatever his name was.
That's right.
Yeah. Something like that.
So Old. Watch some Old.
There you go.
And then, of course, you got to have some snacks with your movies.
You do.
And one of Naomi's Christmas gifts that we didn't get, I guess, take it away. That
What?
we didn't get to this Christmas gift of yours last week.
Oh,
when
we didn't talk about it a lot.
Did we mention it at all?
I think so. I don't remember. Last week was a long time ago.
It was.
I got the
Whole week?
subscription service, the Universal Yums, where you get a box of treats from all over the world. And like each month that you get it, they focus on a new area. So the first box we got is India. So it had, hang on, I got it here, 7 different snacks from India.
Yeah.
And so we tried a few of these.
Interesting, too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's authentic Indian snacks.
I want to throw out the whole thing about, so I ordered this for you for Christmas beginning of December-ish.
Yeah.
Weren't sure that your family was coming to town 100%. And even if we were, we didn't know exactly what restaurants we were going to end up going to. But just by a matter of coincidence, ended up going to the Indian restaurant in town for the first time.
Yeah.
While her folks were here. So it was like, okay, that kind of matches up nicely.
I'm really glad we did.
Yeah.
Because it did actually help with some of the snacks, believe it or not.
It did.
The first snack was the samosas. I had those at the Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
We all tried them. We had them as an appetizer and kind of cut them up and all tried them. And I'm so glad I tried them so I knew what they tasted like as a regular meal.
For real, I guess.
Compared to a snack that's been packaged. And the thing was, they were very similar in taste. And samosas are
Savory?
very savory. I mean, there is a lot of seasonings going on
Yeah.
in there, and it's meaty and everything like that. So having this as a snack, I have to say it wasn't really a snack. I felt like this is an appetizer that you eat before dinner or something you eat with dinner.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
again, a
like
lot
the
of
French
flavors.
fry side or something like that.
Yeah.
Mozzarella sticks.
But the samosas that we had from the box, the Universal Yums, were really good, and the flavor was very close to the actual meal that we had at that Indian restaurant,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
It was, and the only difference is the ones at the restaurant had meat in them. I think we had some lamb in there.
Yeah.
And then these ones were, of course, like the vegetarian style.
It had lentils, cashews, I think, and raisins.
No kidding.
And I was like, no way. And you can't tell. you can't tell that's what you're eating.
Yeah,
like
no,
the combination was just insane.
Biggest thing for me, a little too dry.
Yeah, I can
the
understand
snack
that.
one was
Yeah.
a little too. I mean, it was like they reminded me a lot of combos.
Yeah. Yeah, combos are good. I haven't had combos in forever. But I did like them.
Combos
I
are
did
good.
like them.
So you like the samosas? I was like,
Yeah.
I could take them or leave them.
And then they had chips in there, tortilla chips.
Was
They
that
were
the tiki masala?
yes, and they were just nacho crisps,
Or is it
as they
tikka?
called them.
I think it's tikka masala.
But they're nacho crisps.
Yeah.
So they're like tortilla chips and all that. But they were a little bit different. They definitely had a lot of flavor to them. And I expected the consistency to be more like a tortilla chip, but I don't know. It was just a little bit more wispy.
It reminded
I
me
guess.
of Doritos, but a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Wispy.
Okay, that's so.
Yeah.
Well, forgive me, wispy.
Wispy. Wispy is the perfect way to say it because a tortilla chip is a little bit more thicker and crunchier and all that.
Yeah.
This was very crunchy, but just light. Like
Yeah.
just broke apart real easy.
They were great. I liked the flavors, the Indian flavors. Man, they're good.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. That's
going
the
on.
thing. There's so many different flavors. And then, of course, there was plenty of cookies. They had the ones, they were called, it's spelled bourbon, but I doubt that that's how you actually say it. But they were chocolate cookies with chocolate cream filling. Obviously, they're good.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you go wrong with a chocolate cookie?
Yeah.
The best part, too, it had like the big chunks of sea salt on it, which, I mean, whoever started doing that with desserts, like, deserves something, a medal or something, because
Hug.
the sea salt on chocolate and caramel is just amazing.
So these ones reminded me a little bit of the EL fudge sandwich
Yeah,
cookies.
absolutely.
Like the chocolate. Yeah. So good, obviously, like you said. Yeah, definitely good.
Yeah, lots of flavor. It just, oh yeah. Then there was more cookies. They were called nice cookies. They were like coconut
Oh, that's right.
shortbread cookies. Those ones had a lot of salt on them too, which was awesome. I'm definitely here for that.
Yeah, and it was
You know?
good coconut flavor too.
Oh yeah,
I'm
without
not-
it being like too overpowering.
I'm not huge on like the shortbread cookies all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if they're the last cookies in the house, and I really want some cookies, but
Wait. This is the most important thing about this package of cookies. So it's a package of cookies. The serving size was 13 cookies. So they're doing something right over there.
whatever it is.
13 cookies. You know how Oreos, it's 2 cookies.
That's right.
That's not a serving size.
No. 13.
No, it's not.
That's how you do that.
I mean, come on, Oreos. Just say that it's 6 cookies and up what the calories are. It's fine. We know what we're getting into.
For real. I mean, yes.
These cookies? Oh, no, 13. 13 cookies is a serving size.
I forgot about that. I mean, by 13, you're done. It's like, that's perfect.
That is a serving size.
Baker's dozen.
Are you done with 2 Oreo cookies?
Hell to the no. I don't
yeah.
even care if you take them apart and eat them all separately. And now you got, 1, 2, 3, 6 components.
The fact that you had to count that out.
I just didn't want to get it wrong,
I do give that to you, but
That
the fact
snowman
that you
out
had
there.
to count it out.
Paying attention to my every move.
That's right. He's going to call you out. But yeah, so those were the nice cookies, and they were very nice.
They were maybe my favorite, the coconut cookies.
I think between that and the chocolate cookies, those two, I liked the cookies. I mean, I'm here for all the desserts. And speaking of desserts, the last 3 items were hard candies.
Oh, yeah.
So we had the eclair, which was...
Was that the white one with the green inside?
No, the eclair was the caramel.
Oh.
That was like the chocolate eclair flavored caramel, which was very, very good.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. And then we had the fruity, which was an apricot hard candy that had a little bit of a soft center to it. So that was really good. A lot of apricot flavor.
Yeah.
Like,
It was like real.
yeah. A lot of apricot flavor. Like, I don't remember ever having anything that's like, hey, this is apricot flavored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's orange or tangerine or whatever.
Yeah, or some
But not
screaming flavor
apricot.
because
Yeah.
we need to be crazily stimulated over
Yeah.
here, you know?
And then the last thing is the item that you mentioned, the ice cream. It was pistachio ice cream flavored
That's what
candy.
it was. And they were good.
I don't know what it was called. I could not pronounce it if I saw it. But it was white, and then the inside was green. And it was soft and slightly chalky. It was such an interesting texture and flavor, but it really did taste like ice cream.
It really did. It was good.
It was very good.
I'm not huge on pistachio ice cream either.
Oh gosh, me either. I love pistachios. I hate pistachio ice cream. There's a difference. Like, ugh, no thanks. But those candies, I would definitely eat a whole bunch of them. I'd eat a handful of those.
They were good.
That was the big thing, though. A lot of these snacks, the serving of them was enough. I mean, again, the nice cookies, 13 cookies, absolutely
Hell
one
yes.
serving. But even the other cookies, like, there was just a lot of flavor. And maybe it's just because it's new and unique compared to, again, if I get gummy bears, I want 16 packages of them before I've had my fill.
Yeah.
This, I've had my fill with just a few, which was pretty cool.
45 Kit Kats before I'll stop.
Right, but this, again, I don't know if it's the uniqueness or because it's something new or what it is, but like I was like, or maybe it's the food itself. It's more rich or something.
It was rich is a good way to go because
It was just really good.
It wasn't like overly rich or anything, but rich enough, I guess.
I'm really excited to try the next Universal Yums. So like each month I'll get a box and we'll go to a different country in a different area, and I'm looking forward to what next treats are coming up. I'm
Heck yes.
excited.
Heck yes.
I mean, you can't go wrong with snacks. And then a subscription service about snacks, like, yes.
Yeah, she says, I want that for Christmas. I'm like, oh no, food for both of us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I don't know if I could swing that one.
I know. Yeah, but it's good.
So I'm glad you do like that one. We got another one coming in a couple of weeks.
Really excited.
We'll talk about that. So that got us talking about unique foods. I know I'm doing this out of order. Did that throw you off a little bit?
No, I don't pay attention to the order we're doing things anymore. Again, I am not leading this show. Luke does. Luke knows what's coming next and all that. He writes it down, and it's on a screen where I can see. I just don't look. I'm just over here talking away.
It's partially her reward and mostly my comeuppance for all of our morning show in New Mexico.
That is exactly right.
It's her reward because she did all the work, ran the board, and made sure to keep me on time, which is not easy.
No.
We got a podcast here. Hell with it.
I know. We just talk until we don't feel like talking no more.
I mean, we get to an hour and 9 minutes, 11 minutes, 15. Sometimes it's 55. Who the hell knows?
45 minutes
you know
here,
why?
a minute or an hour 23. Yeah.
That's because I'm running the game.
That's right. So we just do whatever Luke wants right now. So
Say that. I'm going to keep that, put it on a loop.
that's right.
Whatever Luke wants. I'm going to just save that in case somebody calls.
Whatever Luke wants.
All right. So our topic for next week, your homework
Homework, yes.
for next week, because that's what we're calling it now, your homework for next week. What's the most unique out of your comfort zone food you actually liked? We've talked a lot about, trying new things and what's the craziest food you may have tried.
Yeah.
Or what's the most unique out of your comfort zone food you actually liked?
Yeah.
So right now, I probably got to be leading with the Indian food when we went to the restaurant.
I think so. It's not the first time I had lamb. I think it's like the second or third time. But was definitely good. And
I mean, you went out of your meat comfort zone too. I got chicken.
yeah.
I got chicken curry. Being out of my comfort zone was in the damn building.
Right.
So, I mean, for you, you're like, all right, a little bit more, let me get some lamb.
Yeah.
Unlike your sister who just went full goat.
Oh, yeah. She went. And that's how my sister is, which
0 to 100 real quick.
oh, yeah, which is awesome. It's, which is funny too. I was talking about this, I believe, last week, that they don't get out a lot and they don't do a lot of things. When my family was here, it was like, let's try something unique and and all of that kind of stuff, and they usually stay in their comfort zone. But when my sister gets out of her comfort zone, oh yeah, 100% she's going all the way.
Goat.
So that's what she went for. She looked at the
Lamb?
6 or 8 items on the menu that were goat. That's what she narrowed it down to. I'm gonna have some sort of goat.
No,
while
not
we're
that
here.
one. It says chicken.
Yeah. Nope, I want the goat.
It was great,
And she loved
She liked it too, which is
so,
cool.
yeah.
That's the best part, is that she actually liked it, because it would have been a bummer if she got some goat and was like,
Yeah.
meh. That's what I should have done instead of
That's awful.
I had to.
Save
I'm
the
sorry,
dad jokes
Jesus.
till the end of the show.
Sometimes I just can't stop it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Ugh.
All right. That's your homework. What's the most unique out of your comfort zone food you've actually liked? Let us know. I'll get the post up there. I will. I'm getting better. It went up yesterday, this time.
Yesterday?
Well, we didn't record till Wednesday.
Oh,
Defense.
not a good one though.
Still getting better.
It is getting
Better
better.
than day of.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So I'll get that. Hopefully by the time you're hearing this.
Yeah.
It won't be.
No.
Anyway.
It was,
That's
worth a shot.
That's the homework. We'll repeat it 11 times at the end of the show, like I do. Anyway, but here's some random facts for your week. A little daily dose of Did You Know? Did we miss anything? Was there something you wanted to throw in there?
No.
All right. Jumping into the random facts. Keep it moving along. Let's see here. Your daily dose, your weekly dose of Did You Know?
Wow, you were doing so good with that.
Right up until then.
Well,
Right up. It's the transitions. They kill me.
that's right.
All right. Oh my goodness. Did you know there are only 2 countries in the world that don't require companies to give their employees paid maternity leave? That would be Papua New Guinea and the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Did you know only 4 states, sadly, only 4 states still allow prisoners to have conjugal visits?
Huh.
You want to guess?
Is Alabama one of them?
No. I said conjugal, not something worse. I don't know.
Texas.
No, which is funny. They might surprise you.
Utah.
Nah.
All right, I'm out of guesses.
California, New York, Connecticut, and Washington.
Huh. Okay.
And California and New York, they allow the same-sex conjugal visits too. So
That's right.
very, I don't know, what the hell ever you want to call it. Did you know, moving right along, they're...
That's right. Plowing right ahead.
Plowing right ahead, that's right. Did you know until the wire whisk was popularized in the 19th century, vigorous mixing was usually accomplished using birch branches, knives, or bundles of straw?
Could see the bundles of straw. I guess. Birch just seems weird, but okay. Whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do until someone invents the thing you need.
Yeah, that's right. Necessity, the mother of invention, as they say.
Yeah.
And finally, did you know peanut M&Ms? Oh, wait, I skipped one. Let's go backwards. Did you know Americans spend almost $100 billion a year on the lottery? Which is more than we spend on books, movies, music, video games, and tickets to sporting events combined.
Absolutely. For that chance to win
$400
million. Yeah.
That's right. And finally, did you
Now
know...
the M&Ms.
Did you know peanut M&Ms, which are my favorite, that's why the eye roll. That's why the audible eye roll from Naomi. Did you know peanut M&Ms were invented by a guy named Forrest Mars, who was allergic to peanuts?
Then why did he put them in M&Ms?
He probably was like, cover them in chocolate, see if I can sneak them by.
Yeah.
So there you go. Your weekly dose of Did You Know?
There you go.
Boom. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Oh, that's right. I pulled this one specifically for you
All right.
because it's AI related.
Dang it.
Here's the headline. A robot lawyer will argue its first court case next month.
That's weird.
I just like, the AI stuff, and I know Brian's probably getting very entertained from this too, because Brian loves watching you struggle against the robots.
This is a tough one because I'm thinking in my head if I would want a robot to, be my lawyer, because he would be very logical, but also doesn't have feelings, so can't play the feelings card.
Right.
But logical.
So, basically the same thing. The same as human lawyers. Can't play the feelings card. Sorry, Luke Ragsdale, but it's okay because I don't think he's listening.
Oh, come on, Luke.
Well, if he is, you can tell me, and then
That's
I'll
right.
apologize.
That's right.
And
You
send
can
him a beer.
have an apology if you tell us that you're listening.
Speaking of Ragsdale, if you're listening in New Mexico, JD and the Badlands Band and Matt Castillo playing the Liberty, I think the 20th or something like that.
Yeah.
Get the hell out there if you can. Go for us, please.
For real.
If you're listening in Roswell, New Mexico, southeast New Mexico area, go, please, because we wish we could be there.
And hold up a sign and say that we're there in spirit.
That's right. Yes.
Then you get brownie points and you can be listener of the week for like 4 weeks in a row.
Boom. There you go.
I'm saying it right now. Yes, you can be listener of the week for 4 weeks in a row if you make a sign that says we're there in spirit.
Looking at you, Ralph.
That's right.
All right.
Or
So,
Snowman, he can make his way there.
there you
Yeah.
go. Brando's out there. I know.
Yeah.
I know. There's still some Luke and Naomi in the morning listeners on the podcast. So
Yeah.
get there. Go for us, please. I wish we
Yes.
could go. The website donotpay.com has tools to help people fight parking tickets or to get their bank to reverse things like overdraft fees. Now they've got an AI program that can listen in on court cases and come up with strategies in real time. So they're using it to help someone fight a speeding ticket next month somewhere in the United States, but they haven't revealed where because it's probably illegal. because most courtrooms don't allow electronic devices that connect to the internet because they don't want people reporting what's going on and all that stuff. So they picked one that allows for Apple AirPods to be used as hearing aids.
Okay.
Okay, so the person fighting the ticket will have AirPods in while the robot lawyer listens in through their cell phone and tells them what to say.
I still feel like this is illegal.
The CEO of Do Not Pay says the judge will definitely not know what's going on.
Okay.
That's why, again, they haven't said where this is going to happen.
Because they can't.
This is kind of cool. I don't know why. I like the sneakiness of it all.
It's a little too sneaky for me, you know.
This
It's
started off
just
as like, hey, AI, but now it's like,
a conspiracy.
Because listen, law is something that isn't really taught to anybody. You're just kind of expected to know the law. You know.
Well, that's why you get a lawyer.
Here you go, fly.
But why don't you get? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This just seems wrong.
Oh,
like
man.
ugh.
If this works, I'm gonna get AirPods and have Luke Ragsdale represent me from afar
That's right, and he can tell you what to say.
for like a speeding ticket because I ain't doing any kind of crazy shit.
I hope not. It'd be news to me.
Yeah, so they're planning
You'd be
to
moving to one of those states where they get the special visits. New York,
Back to New York.
California, Connecticut.
They're planning to use it in another speeding ticket case soon. That'll be happening over Zoom.
Oh, okay.
So the AirPods will be in.
It's just weird.
I mean, being underhanded is probably not going to pay off for him, but
I don't think so,
good on him. Go get it.
but I don't know. I guess I just feel better that the AI is handling like speeding tickets and not like a murder case. I think let's leave that to the humans for now.
Yeah. I think so. I'm just the AI is yeesh.
Ugh.
Like, you know, Microsoft's working on putting whatever the AI is into their software. I don't know. I gotta read. I should have.
I am just staring Luke down like, what are you talking about? No.
Yeah,
No, we are not doing that.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like teachers are getting freaked out about it because kids are gonna start using this to write papers.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
like that's what Microsoft is kind of putting in. I don't know how crazy AI it is, but yeah, that's a thing.
That is just so messed up, and
It's part of the reason why they stopped servicing support for like Windows 10 or whatever it is. And I always throw on like whatever it is because I don't exactly know, and I don't want somebody out there hollering at me.
going, no, it's not that. It's this instead, you know?
Yeah. Get your facts right, dumbass. Well, what if I tell you I don't know the facts? How about that?
I just don't know.
I just
Google it.
know
I
a
don't know.
general, vague idea of what's happening, and then I bury my head in the sand because AI is a little scary, okay?
It is scary. So I
Person who's yelling at me that I'm making up right now.
I saw this comic I believe it was yesterday, I saw this and I like screenshot it because I do that all the time and save a whole bunch of that stuff in my phone. But it fits so well with this, and it makes sense without the pictures, but the pictures just make it better. So it just starts, humanity researches AI, and you got these guys studying, and then humanity perfects AI, and then AI perfects itself. AI enslaves humanity. And then solar flare disables AI. Yay! So what happens? Humanity worships sun god.
Right back to the beginning.
Right back to the beginning. It is the circle of AI life, is what they call it.
Oh, my goodness.
And I saw that and went, I don't like that
You know,
at all.
There are some people out there who theorize that there could have been a super intelligent civilization like 2 million years ago.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yes.
Completely gone and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Stephen King wrote a book about it. The book
Of course he did.
The book's better and probably more believable than the actual theory. But whatever. Dark Tower
But
is
it's
what I'm
there.
talking about if you don't
there. Yeah.
know.
All right, let's get off this AI stuff because I am done.
So there you go. Good on you, AI lawyers. Good luck. Let's find out what happens with that eventually, because I'm going to be ear to the ground for that one. We'll see.
Yeah.
But last week, your homework assignments. Those of you who chose to turn them in. My best 4th grade teacher impersonation.
It was okay. Yeah. It works.
What game show do you think you could win?
Yeah.
What game show do you think you could win? What game show do you think you could win? Did you do the homework?
I thought about thought about it, and then my dog ate it. No, I did think about this actually, like right after we got done recording. And I used to watch the Match Game all the time.
Yeah.
So I think I would be decently good at that. But I think that's the big one, Match Game.
Match Game?
Yeah.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You just got to think like how other people think. And I think like other people think a lot of the times. If that made sense.
You knew what you were thinking about or something. Anyway,
It made sense to me.
Snowman says, Wipeout or A Minute to Win It?
Oh, I loved watching Minute to Win It, and I love the fact that we got all those fun games from Minute to Win It, like all the party games.
That's what Minute to Win It is. Yes, Minute to Win It, I could see. Snowman, you're insane if you think you could win Wipeout.
No way. No way.
Insane.
But he could win Minute to Win It. I could see that.
I do believe that.
Yeah.
About 100,000 times over, I believe he could win Minute to
Yeah.
Win It. For sure. Let's see. Brando says he would have said, "Are you smarter than a 5th grader?" He says, but they have Common Core now, so not that.
Yeah.
Good one, Brando.
I remember watching Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? And getting to those final questions and like just shouting at the screen like, I know I learned this in school and I have no idea what the answer is. And this kid's just like, oh yeah, it's this. And I'm like, get out of here.
Photosynthesis.
You know,
Boom.
it just, some stuff that I'm just like, how did I not retain this information?
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
See, that one I know, but that's never going to come up.
Brando says, then he thought Family Feud. That would require the rest of his family to not say something wrong, so that's out. He says, I guess the only game show he could probably win is the Misery Index, which was a game show with the Impractical Jokers.
I think I
I
remember
know what he's
that.
talking about,
Yeah.
He said would only be good at it because he's watched it a lot, so he's pretty good at judging someone's misery now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good one. Let's see here. Jennifer says, Whammy, a.k.a. Press Your Luck. The big money, no whammy, stop.
Yes.
It's a good one.
I remember that game. I don't remember how you play it, but I just remember the, no whammies.
She says she'd be good at it because she likes to hit things. Happy birthday, Jennifer, by the way. And she just did her own version of the plunge a week after us.
Yes.
On her birthday.
Yep.
In much colder temperatures.
Yeah, unfortunately, she went out yesterday, and yesterday it was actually cloudy, which it usually isn't. And it was a little windy and just...
At least 10 degrees colder air temperature than when we did it, too.
Yes, and you know that water is colder, too, so yikes.
Yeah, so good on you, Jen. Good on you. So Press Your Luck because she likes to hit things, and she says she would have always wanted to be on the Newlywed Game. And knowing her and Tom, I think they could...
They'd win.
They'd at least compete pretty damn well.
They'd win. I know they would. They just know each other so well.
So that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Brian says his favorite game show growing up was the Generation game. That's what he thinks he could be good at.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't expect us to know because I've never seen any real British game shows.
Yeah, I haven't either.
He did send
well,
us
you
a
put
link.
it that way.
He did send us a link to watch, though.
Cool.
He said they have a conveyor with lots of prizes that go past you, and you had to remember what they were and how many you named you kept.
Oh, man.
So they had, a whole bunch go flying by.
That seems like it'd be really fun.
It
Challenging,
does. It
but
does.
fun.
That makes Supermarket Sweep sound stupid.
Yeah, it does. I want to watch a conveyor belt of prizes go by. You're going to remember the most important items,
Yeah.
But then you got to add in the fact of like the pressure, you being on the spot. What did you remember kind of thing? Like I bet you forget a lot of the stuff that you saw.
I imagine.
I wonder how fast that conveyor belt is going to.
Because then, you get like 2 or 3 things that you want stuck in your head,
And then
too,
that's all you're thinking about.
and they really do take over. So, yeah, I imagine that'd be interesting to watch. Anyway, we'll watch the clips, too. We'll have to
I'm
check that
kind of
out.
curious.
We'll share the clip, too. I'll put it up somewhere if I
Yeah.
remember. I got to write that down. Somebody email
You've
me
got
tomorrow.
sticky notes right there. What do you need? A personal assistant? Hey, can you email
Yes.
me all the things that I said
Yes.
on the show the night before?
All the producer in radio.
Yeah, well, we don't have one of those because we don't have a budget.
So, well, good luck. We'll find out if I share the clip or not. Hopefully, I remember.
I'm gonna try to remind him.
All right. And Paul, who says thinks he was do all right with Wheel of Fortune.
Ah, yes.
He says he'd rather do Jeopardy, but he feels like he'd be the guy with the minus 3,000 or whatever by Double Jeopardy.
Yeah. I don't.
I would too, just because I'm trying to get in, and I would probably end up worrying more about getting in than paying attention to what the question was or the you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
The clue, I guess, and would just get in on the worst ones, and yeah.
There's no way. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not good on the spot.
I'm a
like
terrible
that.
gambler too, because I would just be doubling down a lot, but no, I'm going for the 1,000 pointers now. To see
Yeah.
if I can jack that back up there, and
Yeah.
done.
No.
Donezo.
Jeopardy is one I knew I just would. I'm not good at that random trivia.
If I
It's
was
just
playing
not for
Jeopardy
me.
against the kids,
Yeah.
I'd probably come in
when
second.
they do like Teen Jeopardy, I'm good at that, but that's about it. When they do any of the other ones, Jeopardy makes me feel stupid. I hate watching it. Every once in a while, you get like a good category,
I
and
love
you're like,
watching Jeopardy.
yeah, I'm smart. And then I get a whole bunch where I'm like, I should have known that, and a whole bunch of like literature questions that I can't.
That's why
There's
everybody-
no way.
that's why everybody loved Cash Cab so much, because it was right in the middle.
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
in the middle.
I
Not
did
Are You
like-
Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, but not Jeopardy either.
I did like Cash Cab a lot.
Who the hell didn't like Cash
Yeah.
Cab?
Get in a car and it starts lightening up, and you can win money.
I want a chance to get in a Cash Cab. They need to keep doing that. I don't
Not
know.
only that, but you don't have to pay the fare either, right?
If you win or some junk, I imagine you probably don't because of
Yeah,
production
because if
and
you
stuff like
lose,
that.
they just drop you off where you're at,
Yeah.
and you got to find a cab the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cash Cab. Hell yeah. So, Paul, by the way, also answered the 2 bonus questions, which
Yay!
I
I
don't-
already forgot about that.
Yeah, I know.
Is Kevin Costner a good actor, and was Susan Sarandon hot in
in
the
1988,
80s? Yeah.
specifically 1988.
Yes.
So,
All right. So what did he say?
good on Paul for answering those.
Okay.
I'm trying to stall so I can get to the. I put the Costner one up as a poll question on Spotify, but it's on Spotify only, so that's the only place you get the poll. So.
Yeah. So the whole Kevin Costner thing, again, was not trying to be mean or like diminish this guy's acting abilities. It's just when we watched, what was it, Bull Durham, I felt like he was so stiff, and I was like, some of the scenes that felt flat were him. Granted, one of my favorite scenes in that movie was because of his acting. So, like, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know where he's going to throw it. He's crazy. Like, that was great acting from him because he was so serious and just straightforward. But some of the other things I just felt were so forced. So then I started questioning whether Kevin Costner was a good actor or not. And by the way, I asked my mom, and I was like, is Kevin Costner a good actor? No, I said, is Kevin Costner a bad actor? And she said, yes. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, wait a minute. I mean, no. And she named off a whole bunch of movies he was in that I guess they liked him in.
So here's the thing with that.
Yeah.
And now I've talked to a couple of people, and we're about to have Paul actually kind of corroborate that too. Talk to like my best friend who's been a big movie weirdo for his whole life and all of that stuff. You put it the perfect way. Kevin Costner is a good movie star.
Okay.
Not necessarily a good actor. And now Paul kind of picks up on that thread and will repeat, one of the things I was talking about with Filthy Kyle, where he says Costner is not a good actor, he's a good director. He says the best actors are the ones who you believe are the characters they are portraying instead of the actors themselves.
Yes.
Like you said, too. He says there isn't a Costner movie with the possible exception of JFK where he doesn't think of it as watching Kevin Costner.
Yeah. Yeah. That is exactly correct because it is. I did not connect as well with Bull Durham as I have with a lot of the other movies we've watched.
Yeah.
Or like connect with the characters. There was a lot of scenes that he was in where all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, I'm watching a movie.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the whole Kevin Costner thing. That's kind of a consensus too, because I've asked some other people and get basically the same answer.
Which I like because it's not as harsh as is he a bad actor? Because I felt really bad for
right,
saying
because he's
that.
absolutely not a bad actor. I mean, if you're gonna get all serious and stuff, of course not. But the greatest.
Definitely not.
Can safely say no.
Yeah.
The other question is, and by the way, the whole there isn't a Costner movie where I don't think of it as watching Kevin Costner. This is probably just blasphemy to some people, but that's how I feel about Denzel Washington. I have always it's Denzel Washington in that movie. It's not this character.
Well, I feel like that's because he plays a lot of the same characters.
Okay.
All the characters are the same. So I can see that, but I still think he plays that kind of character well.
He does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just like Denzel Washington movie. It's Denzel Washington.
Okay.
He couldn't be a superhero. Because he'd be like, oh, that's Denzel Washington
not.
pretending to be Superman or some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right. Then on the Susan Sarandon part.
Yeah, I'm really curious about this one.
He says, Susan is a lovely woman.
Yes, she is.
Which basically means no to his answer. He says, I don't think of her being a sex symbol. He says, I don't think being a sex symbol was ever her thing, even in the 80s. Which is a very gentle way of saying no.
Yeah. But in that movie, in Bull Durham, they make it seem like, being with her is this,
I think the whole deal was she was just the hottest thing in town. In a small town where nothing else was going on but baseball and this lady.
But still, like, you lower your standards or you just go to a different town, Like, I don't know. It seemed odd to me. Like, you couldn't find somebody else to play that part? I don't know.
You really, really bumped into that, huh?
I did. And I feel bad saying that because that makes it seem like it just makes me seem like a bad person. It really does. But it's just, I don't know. I just had a problem with it, I guess.
If you don't buy it, you don't buy it. If you don't buy, Kevin Costner or Susan Sarandon as whatever, then that's all there is to it. So,
yes. Thank you. That is all there is to it.
That's why you start a podcast so you can tell everybody about it.
Start yelling about Susan Sarandon.
Right.
I apologize. She is very pretty. She
lovely woman.
Looked really well. I mean, she looks great.
Lovely woman.
But sexy? No.
Lovely woman.
Lovely.
Perfectly chosen words, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done.
Thank you, Paul.
Lovely woman.
Thank you.
I advocate for Paul for Listener of the Week as well because he remembered to do the homework.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm totally on board with that. You can have it. Congratulations, Paul. You're Listener of the Week.
Rock and roll.
We've forgotten for a couple of weeks, haven't we?
Oh, hell yes, we have. But apparently nobody's paying attention. So there you go.
I'm not doing my homework either over here.
All right. That brings us conveniently to this week's Under a Rock review.
Oh, yeah. I better get my phone out.
Are you ready?
I am.
We are going back to, what is it, I believe, 1984.
Spent a lot of time in the 80s.
We are, because there's a lot of 80s movies that you haven't seen that everybody loves.
Yeah.
That's just how that goes.
So we watched Gremlins.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I knew the 3 rules. Or I knew there was 3 rules. I didn't know what the 3 rules were. I knew don't get them wet and don't feed them after midnight. I didn't know the Keep them out of the sunlight, direct light,
Yeah,
all that
bright
kind
light,
of stuff.
bright light. Yeah.
Bright light, yep. Gremlins was a very interesting watch. Why are you laughing at that?
Because that's an awesome choice of words. Let me jump in here quick and say this is maybe the third or fourth time that I've watched Gremlins in my life. Seen it as a kid a couple of times.
Yeah.
I watched it again maybe 10, 15 years ago, or within the last 10, 15 years, and then last night.
Yeah. It was more intense of a movie than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It held my attention better than I thought it was going to. Like, look, it's Gremlins and it's the 80s. It's going, like, I'm expecting it to be very, very cheesy, and just goofy. Now, it did have a little bit of that 80s cheesiness, but there was something about it, maybe the more, like, sci-fi spookiness to it that helped get rid of a little bit of the cheesiness of Gremlins.
Wow.
Again, it was definitely an intense watch for me. So starting off with the intensity, the lady comes to the bank, which I did really bad with the main characters in this one too.
Billy and Phoebe Cates' character. Those are the main characters. And
So
then Billy's
Billy.
dad and the friggin' dog.
Yeah. But I even forgot his name was Billy, which I can't believe because, I mean, come on. It's Billy and it's the 80s.
Yeah.
So, Billy's working at the bank and the lady who is married to the guy that runs the bank or whatever comes in and she's, she always cuts in front of everyone and she just seems like a real piece of work there. But, like, she comes in wanting to kill his dog.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. Talking about killing the dog, saying, I'm going to get it put down. If not, like, I will take the dog. And talking about putting it in the dryer.
Yeah.
Like, this lady is a psycho.
Yeah, this predates animal cruelty laws, I'm pretty sure.
Well, but brings back to the point that you have made before about movies in the 80s where a bunch of kids movies, you had like adults like shooting at kids and trying to kill kids. And that was the intense part of the movie.
My famous reference for that is the Goonies where, there's a scene in the Goonies where they're shooting at the children.
Yeah.
There's not like an adult with the kids that maybe the bad guys are shooting. No, they're shooting straight at kids.
Yeah.
So, that's how the 80s were. It was like that.
It was the 80s.
And somewhere along the lines, they're like, hey, you know what doesn't look good?
That. Speaking of that, later, Gremlins and all that are trying to kill these people and are killing them. Like, I didn't know that this movie... I didn't know a bunch of people died in this movie. Let's just say that. I was not expecting that. So anyways, lady comes in. She's a big... psycho and acting like such a victim when the dog comes and jumps on her when she really deserves it for being such a crazy person in the first place. And I do have to say the actress that played that lady did that really well.
Oh, yeah.
Like her facial movements, like as she was saying, like she just looked evil. That Kevin Costner was believable. Sorry.
Polly Holliday played, Mrs. Beekman? No, Mrs. Deagle. Sorry, I don't know where the hell I got Beekman. Polly Holliday played Mrs. Deagle. She was she's an actress forever.
Yeah, that was really well done. So I thought Gizmo was a gremlin. I thought that's what Gizmo was called. Gizmo, the little alien, the little...
Mogwai.
Yeah, but what's a Mogwai, Like...
Mogwai.
The species, the thing, whatever. I thought Gizmo was a gremlin. I thought that's how this worked, whatever.
So you had, okay. All right, you had no clue how any of it worked.
No, I really didn't.
All right. That's why we're under a rock, right?
Yeah. So after Billy's friend, the kid that was there, accidentally spilt water on Gizmo.
Early appearance from Corey Feldman.
Yes.
Mikey.
I felt so bad. Like, Gizmo sounded like it was in pain.
Straight in pain.
It sounded, like, torturous. It just sounded awful. And then, like, the new little Mogwai showed up, and I didn't trust him. I thought they seemed evil, which we find out later, yes, absolutely, they become evil.
Oh, the other batch.
Yeah, the batch that comes out after it got wet and like bounces off their skin.
Really kind of gross, right?
Yeah.
And then the
like
whole furball thing, that's gross.
Yeah, the skin bubbles up and like these balls show up and then they fly off of off of Gizmo.
Furballs.
Like, yeah, and then the sound effects that they use, like whoever set that up did a good job because it was disgusting.
Yeah.
There was quite a few scenes in this movie that I thought was absolutely disgusting without being like gory and freaking me out. So well done. And I think that's where I get the more sci-fi kind of feel to
That's
this movie.
80s sci-fi.
Yeah.
You could probably watch The Fly.
I don't know anything
I'm
about
not going to
that.
make you watch
Okay.
The Fly. That'll be unless people clamor for you to watch The Fly.
I won't
doubt
have to
that's
do
gonna
it.
happen, yeah.
Okay. So anyways, the new little creatures show up. I thought they seemed evil. I didn't trust them. The kid brings one of the new Mogwai things to school and purposely puts water on it. I get that they were like doing experiments or whatever, but no, like you knew it hurt the first one.
Hey, you know
Why
what they
would
told
you
me not
that?
to do? This.
Yeah. Like, that's going to end bad. That's going to end bad.
But it's exactly what would happen, honestly. It would, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's just do it one more time.
Yeah. But it just seems so cruel. Like, I did not like that. Definitely the little Mogwai things tied up the dog in the Christmas lights. I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah.
They seemed evil. They were laughing. The one was pretending to sleep and
Striped.
and then open his eyes when he thought everybody was sleeping. Like, did not trust that situation at all. Really got involved in some of the scenes of this movie, not gonna lie. And then like, so, all right. So the Mogwai, when they get in the cocoons, because they were fed after midnight, like they weren't supposed to, but I feel bad for Billy because he didn't know. The clock said what, like 11:30?
Yeah.
It wasn't after midnight, but he had no idea that the clock had been like chewed or whatever. The wires were frayed.
Yeah,
the
obviously
clock wasn't
Stripe
working.
did that.
Oh, of course. That. Oh, Stripe. What a jerk. But yeah, so after they get in their cocoons, because they ate after midnight, like that was absolutely disgusting. The slimy, the oozy, the sounds. Oh, disgusting. Again, whoever did that did a really good job, and I'm glad that I wasn't snacking at that time because I would have lost my appetite. It was that bad. It was the oozing. That's what gets me. I am not. Nope.
You're not a fan of the oozing.
I am not a fan of the oozing. That was awful. And then it just like the movie just keeps getting more and more intense. The teacher who was, doing the experiments at the first time to see what was going on, all of a sudden he's got a needle in like his leg or his butt. His head's under the desk and he's dead?
Yeah.
He's dead.
They want you to
This
think
is an 80s movie. He's dead.
They want you to think that it ate its face off or something like that.
Yeah. But it might have. We never see his face. We don't know. And then after that point is when we finally see the gremlin for the first time. And man, were those things ugly. Freaky, ugly little things. I can see this movie giving a whole bunch of kids nightmares, and I'm sure it did.
It was very young when I watched Gremlins.
Yeah.
And
But
I don't remember it like even scaring me.
I can see this movie being so scary for kids, but I don't know. I just the scurrying around, getting in the walls and stuff. When they take over the kitchen, the mom ends up killing one of them. She kills like
3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, she goes nuts, and
I think she kills all but Stripe, and then Stripe runs to the Y and jumps in the pool.
Yeah, and then makes a million more little bubbly babies.
Makes an army.
Yes.
An army of gremlins.
No, the worst part is like poor Gizmo this whole time. Like there's a scene where like he's on a dartboard and they're throwing darts at him.
Yeah.
And like they did really well. Gizmo was cute. I was not expecting that.
Now, when the Mandalorian first came out and Grogu, Baby Yoda, whatever its name is Grogu. Just saying.
Baby Yoda,
But there was a ton of people who were like, oh, this is just a ripoff of Gizmo and the Gremlin and all that stuff.
Have you seen the pictures side by side?
Yeah.
They are very similar, and I can see it.
So you don't think, though, that, Yoda came first? Yoda
well, no,
came first.
I know Yoda came
We're
first.
gonna talk about who's ripping off who. I'm going to ride or die for Star Wars, right? I mean, just before we get going.
Yes, I do. I completely understand. But there are a lot of similarities.
Lots.
Yes. And they're both cute, so whatever. I don't see a problem with it.
I mean, Gizmo's got the fur going.
That's true, and more of a Furby kind of look and all of that.
You want to talk about another ripoff?
No, I don't. I want to get back to the mom killing all these gremlins.
Yes, that was great.
Because this mom does not look... Yes. Because this mom does not look very scary. Right. She doesn't look like...
Suburban housewife is what she is.
She can't handle her own. Yes, she can. Oh my gosh.
Nuts.
She's got a knife in her hand, and I'm yelling at the TV. Like, I got to be the worst person to watch movies with. I'm yelling at the TV. What's she going to do? She's not going to stab one of those. She's going to scream if it comes at her and all this stuff. And one gets into, like, that blender thing, and she just turns it on. I mean, there's guts everywhere. All over the side of the fridge, the counters, and all that. And she doesn't care. And then she just goes for more. She threw one in the microwave, turned it on, and watched.
Yeah, she didn't even turn around and go, well, you know what, maybe, no, she was just like, I'm watching this.
Yeah, she didn't even, duck. She wasn't like, I'm out of here or nothing.
I'm telling you, if this movie was made nowadays, there would have been 45 minutes of the movie going, well, maybe we should kill them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There would have to be a huge discussion.
And Gremlins, they're just like, you know what, they need to die.
Yeah. Which, a good thing, because, again, they killed a whole bunch of people afterwards. So, Mom did the right thing. Deagle. But she stabs another one a bunch of times. And, again, my notes say, this movie is definitely more intense than I thought it was going to be. Because it was. And then one of the next notes is just gross. And that's when she put it in the microwave. Yeah. And then just stands there
special effects
and watches it explode. All right, so then the gremlin jumps into the pool. Stripe jumps in the pool at the YMCA. And I'm thinking it's all over. Like, how are you going to clean up this mess? You have, like Luke said earlier, an army of gremlins now. You have millions of gremlins just running all over town, destroying everything, killing people. And that's, what are you going to do now? Because all of them could get wet again and just keep coming, and you're just going to have millions and millions and millions and millions of gremlins. Side note, absolutely hate the police scene when the kid goes in to tell the police what's going on.
Oh, my God.
And like every other movie, when someone goes to the cops, and the cops just laugh it off. They did this in Die Hard, and I did a whole spiel about it then. Yeah. I am not going back over that again. But I hate it. I feel like it's a crutch for movies.
That's got to become a thing. You need to point that out every time you see it now because...
I will point it out, but I'm not going in depth like I did with Die Hard with it. I'm just saying that it is definitely a crutch for movies to be like, hey, we'll have them go to the police because that's what somebody would do, but the police have to laugh it off because we wanted the story to end a different way. Yeah, I get it, but figure something else out.
We need the kid to create violence on his own.
I don't know. Figure something out, I just,
the script calls for it, damn it.
I hate it. And then, so, the police get all these other calls and all this kind of stuff. And when they actually see it, like, there is a body by the side of the road.
Yes, that's right.
Santa is being attacked by gremlins.
By like 4 or 5 of them.
And they're just like, yep, we're out of here.
And they leave.
And they just take up, like, come on.
If this was modern, at least the police would have gotten out and killed by those gremlins.
Something would have happened.
At the very, they would have gotten out of the car.
Yes. Something would have happened. They wouldn't just drive off and just be like, we didn't see nothing, All right, so the whole town is doomed, all that,
the bar scene. How gross is that, by the way?
The bar scene is very gross and just
filthy.
just odd, you know, between that and the movie scene where they're all in the movie theater and they're watching Snow White and they're enjoying the movie. Like, it's so goofy. Like, whoever created the movie,
I believe it's a Jim Henson. I don't think he created it, but it's like his puppeteering had something to do with it.
he
and
probably was like, you have to give me 10 minutes to do whatever I want in this movie.
They need to watch Snow White in a movie theater.
Not only that, but they all have to dance and sing and have popcorn hats or popcorn bucket hats and all that. Like, I feel like
That's great.
the Snow White scene and the scene in the bar lasted longer than it needed to. Like, that was a little stretched out. Somebody
nailed
was
that,
like,
yeah.
I want some time to make the Gremlins do some goofy stuff. Was it funny and entertaining? Sure. Was it dragged out? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, you know, back to trying to get rid of these gremlins and all this. And, they blow up the movie theater, get rid of almost all of them.
That's how you do that.
Yeah, just... I'm going to end this right here and there, but
Well,
Stripe...
the police certainly aren't going to stop me from making a horrible decision of blowing
That's
up
right.
a movie theater.
They're just going to drive off in this movie anyway. So Stripe, of course, gets away because, I mean, the movie could have ended there. It really could have.
Probably.
I get that it'd be a shorter movie, but then you wouldn't have to spend so much time on the Snow White scene and the bar scene. But, okay, so Stripe gets away, and they're at a department store, and Gizmo is going to save the day, which that part was cute. Bring Gizmo back because we miss him and all that.
Yeah, and he gets to drive the car. I mean, that was so...
That's cute.
That was such a thing. Him in that car.
It was cute.
I think it was a toy when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was everywhere.
But then, like, Stripe getting... Like, Billy would have been dead. I mean, Stripe had a chainsaw, and Billy was protecting himself with a bat. He got shot in the arm with a crossbow for crying out loud. Like, Billy would have died.
Also,
he really would have.
Just kind of stood there while the thing aimed a crossbow at him.
Yeah. You know, he could have gotten up multiple times.
At this point, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the fact that they're evil.
Yeah.
You know, take cover.
And then this gets into, you know, where I thought maybe it would create nightmares for kids and all that kind of stuff, because it was like a horror movie written thing, you know, where somebody's chasing after you and you have to debate for a second whether you get in the running car or go to the basement, like in the Progressive ad or whatever. It had those kind of feelings where they're just staring and it's like he's going to shoot a crossbow at you and you're like, I can't get up for whatever reason. My legs don't work anymore.
Also, had a baseball bat in his hands. The gremlin attacks him with a baseball bat or a baseball throwing machine.
Yes.
You know, man, assume your stance. Like, what the hell? Choke up and swing away. What the hell?
I get these things have claws and all that, but they're like less than a foot tall. Like, do something about it. Like, you could stomp on this dang thing. Like, come on.
Punt kick one right into the ceiling.
Yeah, for real. Anyways, so Gizmo, you know, is able to pull one of the little stringies, open up the light.
Bright light.
Yep. Kills Stripe before he is able to get into that water and make a whole bunch of little gremlins appear again.
Death for you too. How about that?
Oh, it was so gross. Oh, bubbly and whatever. And then even when it was like on the ground and more bubbles,
it just wouldn't stop bubbling.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That was gross.
Absolutely.
But sci-fi little piece to that.
For sure.
Sad part of the story, you know, Gizmo gets taken back to where he actually started, which we never actually covered during our review.
Some creepy old Chinese store.
Yeah. The dad bought Gizmo as a present for his kid.
By the way, do you know what I don't know how to say this correctly. That scene has been spoofed that you've seen 1,000 times over.
About buying something in this weird store?
How about if I said the yogurt is also cursed?
No, I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about? In The Simpsons.
I knew it was going to be The Simpsons, but I can't
One of their Treehouse of Terrors where Homer buys the evil Krusty doll.
Oh, that's right.
He goes into the dude smoking, this old Chinese man smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
You know, warns him about the thing.
But I feel like a lot of shows have done that. Like,
sure, but that's the one.
That's the big one. Okay.
That's pretty much where it's from.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, so that was where Gizmo came from in the beginning, which I mean, I feel like a lot of people who are listening to this have already seen this movie, so I don't need to explain that. But just in the small case that you haven't, that's where Gizmo was from.
Yeah.
He was a Christmas present. So in the end, the guy comes back because he was not going to sell Gizmo to Billy's dad. So in the end, the guy comes back and takes Gizmo.
Magically knows where they live.
That's fine. You know, I believe it. I mean, he's got Gizmo. Gizmo is a creature, you know.
My question is, could have showed up a week ago. Save us from all this.
Before all this happened. Well, I would be like, you know what? You deserve all this. I told you. I gave you three
you're right.
simple rules, and you guys broke all of them, and lots of times on purpose. So, come on. So yeah, that is Gremlins. Definitely more intense of a movie. That is absolutely for sure not what I expected.
All right.
All right.
Are you ready for your questions?
I am. I feel like I covered everything.
I think you did. It was well done. More and more thorough each week.
I try to be without being like too winded about it, but sometimes it's hard, you know? Sometimes a scene will get me and I will write an entire paragraph about like a 2-word exchange, you know? But other times it's like I'm missing this whole chunk because either I was entertained by something else and I'm like, I'm not getting my phone out to take a note right now, or I didn't find it important at the time, even if it's something that ends up piecing the story together.
I'm telling you what, I am enjoying the hell out of these things because I get to see some of these great movies, you know, again, through your eyes, through you watching them for the first time, and it's very exciting, and this is way cooler than if we were to just sit down, watch it, and then I ask you what you thought.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
You know, we get up and have a snack or something like that. So much better.
Which would be what we normally do if it was any other movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you think of Old?
Yeah, that was interesting. Huh. All right.
So I am absolutely loving these. I hope y'all are loving these too because I am, and we're gonna keep doing them.
Yeah, and I like being able to again experience these movies that I should have watched way long ago.
Yeah.
So.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did.
You did.
I did like it.
All right.
Definitely a weird movie, but I liked it.
I'm watching it again for myself. I just think it's so stupid. Now, I got to throw another question in before we get to the rest of the usual questions. Do you know the story of Gremlins, World War II, the airplanes, and things like that?
No.
The story that the drunk old man tells in the beginning about Gremlins being in machinery and stuff like that.
Getting in your TVs, in your cars, and all that.
That is an old, you know, superstition or whatever you want to call it, a wives' tale, whatever the correct phrase is, where soldiers would, you know, unexplained parts falling, you know, things falling apart in the planes when they were flying and stuff like that. Gremlins is like a super old thing like that.
Okay.
So that's why they know how to like mess with electronics and things. I was waiting for you to ask that. How the hell do they know how to rewire, you know, whatever it was? But that's...
You know, that thought never even crossed my mind.
Well, good on you.
Even with the comments of the neighbor, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is like the old story. That's where the idea for Gremlins came from and all of that stuff. And then there's the old Twilight Zone where it's William Shatner and he's on a plane and there's a gremlin
on the
stripping
wing.
apart the wing.
Yeah.
And he's freaking
Simpsons
out.
spoofed it.
Simpsons spoofed it. That's exactly right. They're all over Gremlins.
Yeah.
It might be the same Treehouse of Horror episode, too.
I hope it is.
I could be wrong, but I'm probably wrong. But, you know, yes, the Simpsons spoofed that one, too, with the gremlin in the bus.
Yeah.
So, Gremlins.
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
All right, so you liked it.
I did.
What did you know about Gremlins going in?
Again, I knew there was 3 rules.
Okay.
And that's all I knew. I didn't know what a gremlin looked like. Again, I thought Gizmo was a gremlin. I
Mogwai.
thought it was the same thing, which in the end they're similar, but not the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all I knew. And again, the don't feed them after midnight and don't get them wet. I'm pretty sure I knew those 2 rules.
All right. Yeah. Your thoughts on Gremlins going in?
Again, I thought it was going to be more I mean, the movie's rated like PG, isn't it? Like, I thought it was like a kid's kind of movie. I don't know. I expected it to be more hokey. I mean, it is hokey. Definitely did not to expect it to be intense, and I didn't expect a whole bunch of people to die in the movie.
Pretty
So,
intense for PG.
That's a surprise there, half the town died. All right. And the kids blew up a movie theater. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. That was thoughts going in, right?
Yeah.
What surprised you?
Everything I just said.
Okay.
Yeah. That is, I kind of mushed those two together.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
I was surprised there was a lot of deaths in the movie Gremlins.
We didn't mention Mrs. Deagle getting shot out the window.
No.
Which was
but
awesome.
Like,
That's how you deal with a character like that.
That scene was just so ridiculous.
Yeah. Absolutely absurd.
Yes.
All right. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger?
I think I'd be freaked out if I saw it when I was younger. I'm pretty sure I would have nightmares and think gremlins were in the closet and under the bed, and I would just be. I think I would have nightmares for sure.
So less than.
I would like it less, but maybe it'd be more believable and less hokey if I was a kid. You know. Sure. So, but definitely like it less because I'd be scared of it.
I remember watching it as a kid thinking, why did they ruin all those Muppets?
That's right. Made them all
because I love
nasty.
Muppets.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, that's a good one. Favorite part. I guess, honestly seeing the mom, not be the suburban mom kind of thing. Like,
go full on commando.
Yeah. Like, as much as that scene is gross, like, I was rooting for her. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
She's a bad mom. She knows what she's doing.
That's
you
right.
know?
A bad mother.
So I really enjoyed that. I think that's probably one of my favorite scenes. And then, of course, Gizmo in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cute. It
You're
was a
supposed
little
to like
silly, And then Gizmo makes all the cute little noises. Yeah. How can it not make your heart melt?
There you go.
Yeah.
Least favorite part.
Along the same lines.
Same scene? The microwaves? The microwave part of the same scene?
The microwave. Yes. That is so disgusting. And, like, when all the cocoons are in the attic and the mom goes up there and there's, like, 5 things that are glowing and oozing and hatching and just, bleh. That's so gross.
All right.
Bleh.
Would you recommend it to someone else who has never seen it?
If you have not seen it, you have to see it. I mean, it's a movie that everybody has seen and you kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
When I mentioned to some friends at work that I had seen Gremlins, the reaction was just like, oh, I forgot about that movie. Or, oh, I haven't seen that since I was a kid. That kind of thing. But everyone knows the movie.
Yeah.
So you have to see it.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Would you watch it again?
No, there's no need to watch that movie again.
Would you watch the sequel?
Absolutely not. I see no, we got done watching the movie, and I saw that there was a sequel where they take over, New York City. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
We are not Manhattan,
We are not doing this. No. I don't care if everyone's like, no, the sequel's better. I'm not watching it. No.
All right. Would you stop and watch it if it's on TV?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe if it's at one of the cute parts, where Gizmo is driving the car, or that's about it, I think. I don't need to see it again.
All right. Are you happy you watched it?
Oh, absolutely. Again, it's one of those movies. You have to see it.
Now, there's one more question I have to ask you. And I know there's a couple of people who are listening right now on the edge of their seat waiting for this question, probably screaming, I can't believe you haven't asked her if it's a Christmas movie yet.
Oh my gosh. How did I know this was going to come up?
Well,
I knew this was going to come up. Man, I don't like this question. I mean, Gizmo is a Christmas present.
Let me go ahead and answer this question for you. It, like Die Hard, is absolutely a Christmas movie.
I mean, it's a Christmas
What?
present.
Themed movie? I thought you were going to say.
But
Gizmo's a Christmas present. The whole damn thing is set in Christmas. The mean lady's going to throw water on some carolers.
Can I say
snowing.
It's
the worst fake snow in the world?
Oh
by the
my
way.
gosh. Do we have to get into that? Oh man. That was distracting me for the first 15 minutes of the movie, and I said, I'm not going to bring it up because I'll bring it up on the podcast. And then I finally went, no, I'm not going to waste time on the podcast talking about the fake snow that's so bad. I asked Luke finally, and I was like, do you know where this movie was shot? And he goes, I don't know, probably some
Hollywood
stage in
backlot, yeah.
Hollywood, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I thought so. And he's asking why.
It's definitely a set. That's that's not. They didn't
the
take
amount
over a
of
town and anything.
snow and whiteness that they put on the trees is just so overpowering. Where it's like, look, those green leaves would have fallen first of all, and you just painted them white and then put some powdery stuff on top of it. Like, no, just
So
no.
it is a Christmas movie.
No, but it has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just set around Christmas.
That makes it a Christmas movie.
It doesn't, though.
Your Christmas present almost destroyed the town.
That kind of makes it a Christmas movie. And it's not.
All right, gang, I did it. I did it.
You did
I asked her.
nothing.
It has been done.
I want to know what other people think, if they think it's a Christmas movie or not. I think it's a better argument rather than Die Hard. Like, that's just a Christmas party. This
insane.
is a
Insane.
Christmas present.
Insane.
And there's carolers. There's more to it
He
than...
literally gets a mother back to her children for Christmas.
No.
On Christmas
No.
Eve. You're insane.
I hate this argument. And who do I blame about this? Like, this is the internet's fault.
This is the internet's fault.
I hate the internet. Oh,
who
man.
doesn't?
All right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Where are we going
so,
from here?
well, we do have to wrap up. This is one of our longer episodes, actually.
I apologize, and I appreciate you sticking along with us for the longer episodes.
So that's about it. Don't forget your homework.
That's right.
What's the most unique out of your comfort zone food you actually liked?
I'm excited to hear some of these answers.
Me too, because I love hearing about unique stuff and different experiences like that too.
Absolutely.
And stuff people actually like too. Like, you can go, I tried some slimy, disgusting thing and it was
It was
slimy and
gross.
disgusting.
Yeah.
But go, no, I
But-
tried this and you never would think this is good, but this is good.
Yeah, and it was something that, like, I wasn't going to try, or, it was something out of your comfort zone where you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, man, this is awesome. If you got a story behind it, obviously we love to hear the stories.
Pictures,
with it too.
story. I really will try to get the post up sooner than I have been, but we'll find out. New
We'll
year, new
see.
you, right?
Yeah, that's right. All right, it's time for your thought of the day.
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
Part of
different.
it was part of becoming an adult is realizing adults don't act like adults.
Hi.
Yeah, we all knew that when we met you, Luke. All right, Luke, are you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I am gonna do my best. Thanks again to Brian for the re-up of the dad jokes book.
Yes.
The 100 greatest dad jokes of all time is what
Wait.
we're rolling with now.
Before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out again to Paul, who did all the homework, so he wins Listener of the Week.
Nicely done.
I'm gonna new year, new me as well. I'm gonna try to remember, who's the Listener of the Week each week.
All right.
We'll see how that goes.
Literally the only thing you have to do.
I know. I have to get the thought of the day. I got 2 chores and watch a movie. 3.
So not literally. Then.
Yeah.
Figuratively, the only thing you have to do.
That's right. All right, leave us with a laugh. What do you got?
I invented a new word today.
Okay.
Plagiarism.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I've done this one too, but we're blowing through all of these. Did you hear about the French cheese factory that exploded?
No.
Debris was everywhere.
Oh my gosh, yes I did. That's awful. Come
Gosh,
on.
yes, I did. She really looked up, gang, and she was like, "No."
I was trying to figure out what it could be.
All
I
right.
can't think that fast, I guess.
Here we go. Growing up, my parents always said I could be anyone I wanted to be. Long story short, identity theft is a crime.
That is a good one. That is a phenomenal one to end on.
And shout out to Brian. This book has stepped the game up
Oh yeah,
quite a bit.
absolutely.
Some of these are actually funny. Which I guess kind of takes them out of the dad joke category, though, doesn't
No,
it?
they still are, because they're like puns. So
They're
they,
punny.
yes.
Debris was everywhere. Love it. Okay, that's episode 31. Stay tuned for episode 32, gang. Don't forget to hit all the socials, Facebook and the TikTok, and we're trying to get some more stuff
like
up there.
us, subscribe,
All of it.
comment, be our friends, all
Apple
that good stuff.
Podcasts, Google Podcast, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Tell your friends. Share, like and share, subscribe, please. We love it.
Be our friends.
It does good stuff for us too when you do the subscribe thing and the reviews, 5 stars, all of that.
Yeah,
definitely
and we appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back for 32.
That's right.
Have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.